Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on April 26, 2023. Couple take revenge on Airbnb host by leaving taps running and gas on for 25 days. Jacinda Ardern takes up leadership and online extremism roles at Harvard. The Guardian, ex-New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to join Harvard. The Independent, former New Zealand PM Jacinda Ardern is now joining Harvard. Here's why. Hindustan Times, former NZ PM Jacinda Ardern accepts Harvard fellowships. Reuters, former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to take on new role at Harvard. Chizuko Ueno, the Japanese writer stoking China's feminist underground. Russia-Ukraine war, live, Putin ally warns of nuclear world war as Kyiv raids Dnipro River. The Independent, Russian casualty numbers fall by 30% as Moscow falls back. The Telegraph, war in Ukraine, Russia failed to achieve its offensive goals, says ISW. Euronews, Russia casualties in Ukraine drop 30%, still over 500 a day, UK Intel. Business Insider, Ukrainian army's modern weapons take on Russian soldiers, Russia-Ukraine war, WION live. Ukraine rapidly expanding its army of drones for frontline. Norway criticizes Sweden's response after research rocket goes awry. BBC, Norway irked over Sweden's silence on rocket that crashed on its shores. The Guardian, Swedish research rocket accidentally crashes in Norway. DW, English, research rocket fired from Sweden lands in Norway, which takes unauthorized activity very seriously. Sky News, Swedish research rocket flies off course, accidentally lands in Norway. Florida man charged with demonic murder of Uber Eats driver who was dismembered after delivering food. Sky News, Florida, Uber Eats driver's body dumped in trash bag by gang member. Metro.co.uk, Uber Eats driver killed and dismembered while delivering food to Florida home. This was demonic. The Independent, demonic MS-13 gang member accused of murdering Uber Eats driver who made a delivery to Florida home. Daily Mail, Uber Eats driver dismembered after demonic murder while making delivery. Don Lemon fired from CNN, Axe TV host offered job at Wingstop by Rick Ross following his termination. The Independent, why Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon exits have you furious, relieved. USA Today, Don Lemon fired, CNN host gets send-off from colleagues after claiming he was axed unexpectedly. The Independent, it doesn't matter who replaces Tucker Carlson. The New Yorker, cable news has bigger problems than Carlson, Lemon. Sudan, PM says next 24 hours absolutely critical for evacuation. Sky News, Sudan, a drive through Khartoum streets wrecked by fighting. BBC, live, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly delivers speech as Sudan repatriation flights continue. The Independent, conflict in Sudan, rival sides threatening to continue the fight. Al Jazeera English, live, Development and Africa Minister discusses Sudan crisis as British nationals' evacuation begins. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 427 of the invasion. The Guardian, Russian air attack on museum kills 2, Ukraine says. Al Jazeera English, deadly Russian missile strike slams Ukrainian museum. France 24 English, Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 426 of the invasion. The Guardian, Russian airstrike on Ukrainian museum kills 1 and injures 10 more. Trial begins in E. Jean Carroll's rape suit against Donald Trump. BBC, Trump faces civil trial for E. Jean Carroll rape allegation. BBC, do not let Trump run for president after the rape trial, voices. British American Tobacco to pay $635 million for North Korea sanctions breaches. BBC, tobacco giant to pay more than $635 MLN in North Korea sanctions case. France 24 English, British American Tobacco pays $635 million over North Korean exports. The Times, tobacco company settles with US over business in North Korea. The Independent, Lucky Strike maker British American Tobacco fined $635 million for selling cigarettes to North Korea. Tucker Carlson News, live, Blindsided Fox News host was negotiating new contract when Murdoch fired him. The Independent, how Tucker Carlson rode a wave of populist outrage. BBC, Tucker Carlson fired from Fox News. Financial Times, Tucker Carlson was Fox News' biggest star. Then he became its biggest liability. The Guardian, Tucker Carlson set out to end my career. I don't feel badly for him. Socialite Jasmine Hartin pleads guilty to manslaughter by neglience after police officer shot in Belize. Sudan Live. Evacuation flights continue as fighting threatens newly brokered 3-day truce, as it happened. The Guardian, Sudan. First evacuation flight of UK nationals lands in Cyprus. BBC, latest evacuation flights carrying Britons from Sudan expected to land in Cyprus, as UK troops prepare to run Khartoum airfield. Sky News, Sudan, second evacuation flight of Britons lands in Cyprus. BBC, first British evacuees from Sudan arrive in Cyprus. Taliban kill is leader behind Kabul airport bombing. Sudan conflict, further evacuations as UN chief warns fighting could cause immense suffering for years. Live. The Guardian, UK begins large-scale evacuation of diplomats and citizens from Sudan. Channel 4 News, Sudan evacuation, the perilous journey facing UK nationals trying to flee. BBC, letters, British nationals in Sudan let down by a sluggish Foreign Office. The Telegraph, editorial, the government must act on Sudan, or face the gravest of consequences. Biden 2024 News, Live, White House botches question over term length as campaign embraces Dark Brandon meme. The Independent, is Joe Biden too old to run for re-election? U.S. Elections 2024, U.S. News Live, English News. CNN News 18, President Joe Biden launches 2024 re-election campaign. BBC, Biden isn't going into 2024 very strong. But Republicans are very weak. The Guardian, safety beats idealism, our panel reacts to Biden's decision to run again. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.